What's up, guys? We are doing something a little bit different. We are in the motorcycle arena, obviously, so we're going to be talking about some news that's broken over the past really like couple months.
Okay.
Here. So we want to
Motorcycle news?
Motorcycle news.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a little bit about another brand we'll talk about. It's not really motorcycle. It's motorcycle adjacent.
Power sports.
Power sports.
Love it.
Yes. So we're going to catch y'all up with some news that's been going around, and to kick it off, we're going to be talking about it's a little bit more uncommon than the typical brands that you would talk about, but still really well known. It is the Royal Enfield.
Okay.
Something interesting about Royal Enfield I didn't know, it's actually the oldest motorcycle manufacturer that's been going on continuously.
Yeah, that's true. Older than Harley.
Yeah, interesting. But that's not what we're going to be talking about. They are busting out some bigger engines this year. We're going into the 650 range.
Whoa,
with Royal Enfield.
that's huge for Royal Enfield.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, so they've got the Royal Enfield Himalayan 650, which is like their adventure bike.
Yeah.
And then the Royal Enfield Shotgun 650.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about a couple of the specs with that, with each of those. But basically, bigger engine, just getting bigger and badder. We got the Himalayan, which, adventure bike, off-road and stuff like that. And that's got the 648cc parallel twin engine. And that is going to be producing approximately 47 horsepower and 38 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay.
Meh?
Yeah. Whatever. I mean, like, neither one of these bikes need to make a lot of power to be successful. What's going to sell that one, especially the shotgun, like, if you're going to buy that, you're going to buy it because of the way it looks, not because it makes more or less power or whatever. But that is a great looking bike. Great looking bike. I think that looks better than anything that Harley's making right now, or probably even Indian, if I'm being honest. It's just a great, if you're looking for a smaller bike, this is a great looking smaller bike.
Yeah.
I think the name's cool, Shotgun. It's a parallel twin double barrel shotgun. It kind of all fits together. They have some cool paint schemes, and I think it's priced pretty reasonably as well. Would it come out to?
Yeah, I think it was like right around the $7,000 mark.
Yeah. See, so
Himalayan was down to like $6,000.
Right. So yeah, I think that's a good price on both of those. I don't know how well the Himalayan will hold up.
I didn't really like how that would look.
Well, it's not about looks. It's about if you're getting that bike, you need it to perform.
Right.
And they have made a dual sport-esque bike before. It did not get fantastic reviews. I presume this may not either. I'm just guessing. We haven't ridden it yet. We'll find out. But that's a bike that needs to perform.
Yeah.
And so if you're just out there trying to make a dual sport, hoping to just make a go of it, it's going to have to be reliable. It's going to get thrashed around. And if it doesn't hold up, I think people aren't going to buy it. It's not going to hold their value well.
Yeah.
So, but the shotgun looks great. I think that's a great like bar hopper style bike. It's cool.
For sure. Yeah, it didn't like really have that Himalayan look, but the shotgun looks really good. It's
Yeah.
kind of got a like it looks new, but
Yes.
it's kind of got a retro vibe.
Absolutely it does. Yeah.
I feel like Royal Enfield's pretty much known for their retro vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and move off of that because that's really all Royal Enfield deserves in this conversation. Let's go on to a very popular brand, at least in America. We've got the Harley Davidson.
Okay.
There's some leaks that have been coming out. These leaks are safe for work, especially if you work in a motorcycle warehouse like me. But they have to do with the 2025 Harley Davidson Softail. So obviously we've had Softails before. This is just updating to the iconic, well-known Softail. But these details have been dripping out. One to do with the engine's performance and specs. We've got with it the Milwaukee 8 engine refined engine. With a displacement around the same at 1923cc, but with power input that's being kicked up a notch from 103 horsepower from the 2024 engine into around 114 horsepower. So
that's not nothing.
A little bit.
It's not nothing.
That's for the S and ST models. There's different, in terms of that. On top of the horsepower increase, there's also going to be some modern tech upgrades They're going to have adaptive cruise control, a new infotainment system, because that's.
It sounds like they're trying to appeal to like Gen Z. Just throw
so.
tech at it.
Just throw it on.
The question is like, will they actually sell? I mean,
Right.
Harley has not been in a good place
Right.
for quite a few years. I mean, that's a huge power increase in terms of like a motorcycle engine to go from like 103 to, what'd you say, 110
114?
or 114?
Yeah,
That's significant. I'm surprised they're still able to do that with meeting all the new emissions regulations. That's really hurting a lot of brains out there. But the question is it going to sell? Because it's going to be $30,000 some dollars.
Yeah.
And there's just not that many buyers for $30,000 some dollar bikes right now.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see. That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
it's cool that they're adding all the, you know, the gizmos and everything.
Right.
I guess the newer riders want that sort of thing, but I am doubtful.
Is it worth the $30,000
No,
price
it
tag?
is not.
Even
Definitely
with smartphone integration. So I don't know, is that new? Or
not. Do you want to die faster on a motorcycle? Then integrate your
I
phone.
don't know. A lot of people ride or die. You know, that's how they want to go.
Right,
So-
then they because they're on their phone on their
You
motorcycle.
haven't seen the people like, oh, that's the way I want to go. Like, I would give up if I knew I was gonna die on my next ride. I'd still go. Have you seen those comments?
I haven't, but
Okay,
do you want it to be because you're on your cell phone?
maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Also improved suspension, but you know.
What did they go from like 1920s technology to 1930s technology? Is that the improvement?
They didn't say, so you
So
can assume
1935.
there's nothing.
Yeah,
Not much of a difference
Okay.
there. Yeah, so it's pretty much what it would expect from an updated model. There's nothing like a huge shift from
It's not
the
going to
design or anything like that, but you know, a few extra bumps along there. It's still there is one thing with the model that's also different. It's going a little bit lighter, which I know we've joked. It's not crazy, but I know we've joked about
875 pounds instead of 880 pounds.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's still going to be, you know, solid steel going down the streets, but it's going to be good. Next on the scene is a Honda. We've got the 2025 Honda CB1000 Hornet.
Yes.
I showed you the motorcycle. What were your?
We'll throw it up on the
initial
screen. It's ugly. Like they've I can't remember how many iterations of this bike that we've had now. It doesn't look good. It's not a good looking bike.
Yeah.
It's not a good looking bike. It'll be reasonably priced. It'll be Honda. It'll be reliable.
Right.
The last one they made, it didn't sell well. It didn't look good either.
Yeah.
They don't know why they keep trying with the CB1000. Maybe it's got a hidden cult following that I am completely oblivious to.
Maybe.
Because I don't know anybody who's like, you know what I really want? A Honda CB1000. Nobody says that.
Yeah.
Nobody says that.
Well, if you do,
But Honda's got money. They can try.
if you do want one, they are upping the.
Let us know in the comments. I want to know the type of man that
There's
is
a
like,
single one of you.
oh, I really want, you know what I really want to get?
Yeah.
CB1000.
CB1000.
Yeah.
But they're upping the ante with it, you know, bringing a little bit more horsepower. The base model for the CB1000 Hornet is 150 at like 11,000 RPMs, and then it bumps up to like 155 for the more expensive truck.
Every liter bike for the past 20 years has made like 150 horsepower.
So what are they trying to fill? Are they filling any gaps here? They're just like, let's just try
I
it.
don't know. Maybe they are just bringing out all the tool and die from 15 years ago and just making the same bike again and just putting different plastic on it. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, I don't know. Honda. I don't know. Completely speculating right now. I have no idea.
Yeah.
May not be a bad business model.
Okay.
And do it cheap enough. All right, what
Yeah,
is it?
there's nothing really special about that. They, you know, inline four engine, like I said, around 150 horsepower, enhanced aerodynamics, whatever. Just some stuff like that, but
Does it actually say it has enhanced aerodynamics on there?
it does.
Because
says
it's on
enhanced aerodynamics inspired by MotoGP bikes.
it's a naked bike, so it doesn't have fairings. So
Who knows?
what is there not?
You gotta throw in stuff. Maybe a lot of these big motorcycle brands are now using just like AI descriptions.
That's what
And
this is. This is an AI description press release from Honda.
I've heard a few.
Nailed it.
So
Nailed
that's
it.
probably what it is. Let's move on to KTM. Okay, now there's a reason.
KTM. We do like them.
There's a reason that KTM was on the thumbnail for this, and this might be why you're clicking on here, because there are some financial issues that KTM has been going through.
Some problems.
Mainly that I think it was they were like $2.3 billion in the red or something like that.
Hard to come back from that.
But before we get into that, let's talk about their new motorcycle that I guess they hope to make money. Go to the green with, maybe just break.
If you can sell enough Duke 790s, you can dig your way out of $2.3 million. Billion dollars.
The 790 Duke. Yeah, I'm going to keep it short talking about this because I really want to get into the financial stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, sharper looking. It's faster. It's got more tech to it. Yeah, it's got the 799cc parallel twin engine producing about 105 horsepower. It's got a lot lighter chassis, some more electronics, like they've got a TFT display. I mean, what does TFT stand for? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
I'll throw it up on the screen there, I guess.
Look it up.
Yeah, some multiple ride modes, quartering ABS, quick shifter tech.
They've had all this stuff for a while.
So they're just packed in the description with
all the guys that I ride with on the fancy KTMs that have like 50 different modes. They're like, let me just find the one, and then they just ride that one mode the entire time. And then it's like, then they get on the street and they have a street mode. So it's like they use 2 of them, even though there's like 50 some available.
Yeah,
a lot of things to go wrong.
Yeah,
but
with that,
cool.
With that, the juicy stuff with KTM is they got their whole financial mishandling, unforeseen circumstances, whatever you may have. But it's concerning for a lot of people because we love KTM.
We do. Big thing.
So we obviously want KTM to pull through, and they seem to be fighting with all their have. There's a lot of controversy about what's going to happen if they're going to sell KTM, if they're going to buy their way out of it, produce their way out of it, whatever it may be. But they're saying that they are holding the line.
I'm going to call it now. They are likely. Are they owned by private equity? I'm not sure either. I need to look that up.
Okay.
It's $2.3 billion. That's a lot of money. You can't sell enough motorcycles to dig your way out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call it now. KTM is going to be bought by a Chinese brand at some point. That's my prediction.
Let me show you the note here, because there is a couple brands that are throwing in. They're throwing out some offers to KTM.
Okay.
One of them, I think I read that they've been partners with KTM before.
Okay.
So
who's that? BAJAJ. I don't know.
Okay.
It could be some really famous brand that I haven't heard of.
From my understanding, yes, they've been throwing out some offers to KTM as well as a couple other brands. But what's interesting about Bajaja, they also are the people that acquired Celsius Henderson, which we did a whole video.
That went really well. So
but it kind of seems like they're just pulling in whatever they can.
Oh,
No, of course. But we obviously talked a lot about Celsius Henderson.
Yes.
The Super X in our video.
Right. We did. And if that company bought it and Henderson went out of business, then I presume that KTM, the same thing was.
Well, they bought it after they went out of business.
Oh.
So they've
done really well since.
Right. They acquired, back in 2020, they acquired the rights to Celsius Henderson. Okay. So the brand apparently doesn't have a cruiser bike, so it seems like they're just trying to jump in with.
Okay.
The bet of some of the other cruiser brands.
Okay.
We'll see what actually comes.
Let's see what happens. You've heard my prediction, though. Chinese company, gonna buy it.
Let me look up right now. You keep talking about KTM because you've owned a couple KTMs.
I've owned a bunch.
Okay, so you talk about that. Talk about how you feel with this whole KTM stuff.
I feel like they went into debt. Now they can't get out. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. Not really sad, like I'm sad about it. Like I'm really upset.
Yeah.
But somebody else will buy the tool and die and stamp out more KTMs for 20 years.
There you go.
That's what will happen next.
Okay, yeah. Just confirmed that I'm going to just call it Baja brand.
I'm going to call it Bajaja.
That might be closer. It's based out of India. So that's basically...
That's Bajaja. 100%.
let's keep with the theme of financial ruin for
Okay.
brands here. We got Arctic Cat. Okay, they're a pretty well-known brand.
They
are stopping apparently all production of their power sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Snowmobiles, ATVs. They're apparently going to keep like dealers will stay open and they'll keep supporting people through their needs,
Next
whatever
year or
that
two.
means. They'll
Sure.
just spell certain doom when you start production of your motors.
Certain doom, for sure.
So,
For sure. Yeah, it's a sad day. No one's gonna miss them.
Yeah.
Unless you break yours and it's fairly new and you want to get it fixed, then maybe you'll miss them.
yeah.
But nobody else will.
Yeah. The claim is what kind of brought them down was like supply chain and supply chain disruptions and then just a lack of people buying, which is that's how
Yeah.
all.
I mean, that's the entire
all
automotive and power sports industry for the past couple of years now. Everything's down, so
Yeah.
that's what's gonna happen. Sad day,
Yeah.
but like I said, no one's gonna miss them.
Yeah.
But it's very sad. I'm very sad for them on behalf of them. You can tell from my face. I'm very sad.
Which I hate to end on sad news, but
Yeah.
I am going to end it on sad news.
Okay.
So, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe, comment what you think about KTM possibly going bankrupt or being bought by an Indian brand
Or Chinese.
or a Chinese company by your prediction. But yeah, y'all have.
You can just cut it off right there.
Bye.
Sweet.